Hello everybody, welcome back to PadfootTD Games. My name is Zach, I am the voice behind the icon. We are back here in American Truck Simulator. We are going to be taking our K&N Pro Series car from Columbia, South Carolina, which we're counting for our Myrtle Beach, South Carolina time trials, up to Manchester, New Hampshire, back to our depot to get ready to head out for the last race of this season. Seasons in iRacing are in 12-week formations, so we are about to end it. We are this close to being able to call it a victory. Ella has just decided to come in and join us, always when we start recording. Oh, you're wet, baby. It's raining out. But without further ado, let's get in. Let's start heading on our journey. I don't even remember how long it's gonna be 20 hours. It's gonna be a long one. We're looking at least an hour worth of drive time. I bet you we can cut it down a little bit. Of course, we're awkwardly parked in here, and we gotta head all the way this way. But it is Friday. I hope everybody's having a good Friday. Ella, I can't have you keep resting your head on my arm. Up on the curb, just ever so slightly, so we don't drag our trailer out. And off we go. There is a Greyhound there to the left. Hello. Interesting enough, anybody who was able to catch it yesterday, we did do a... see, I've been trying to work with the brake sensitivity, and it's been going back and forth. It either not working enough or working too much. Anybody who caught the live stream of American Truck Sim with the Greyhound bus mod yesterday will see the struggles of braking, not braking, etc. Interesting point about that mod, if you do have that mod in, it actually replaces almost all of your cargo with passengers, so you don't have anything except custom cargo available to you. So we had to uninstall that mod. You know, I kept it obviously in the mod manager, you know, just unselected. We do need gas. I'm just thinking that maybe we should get it now. Let's pop into the map really quick. Where's the next gas station? Alright, that answers that. We are going to go across the way and get some gas. Sorry, Pac-Man. But I hope everybody's doing good. I have Ella right next to me, which is actually changed this morning. She must have finished her food, and she's not allowed to play with the other dogs yet. So, that's my company. I feel like the game's quieter than before. Maybe my hearing's getting worse, which, you know, neither bode well. Ella. Yeah, you know, sorry, just kind of a brain fart this morning. It's been a kind of a sad morning. A year ago today, we found out my last service dog, Belle, was going to die from the illness that she had. This is the first time we had heard of the illness as well, so kind of rough at this point. But she's in a better place now, and we have Ella. And Ella's just fantastic. Let's fill her up here. Got a long way to go, and hoping to make it on one tank. There we go. Train coming through. Let's get back in. Make sure that seatbelt's on. Little train! I know there's mods for longer trains. I gotta look into that because it's quite sad as they go by. Sorry. Had a little issue with my button box there. The button box is working again. I don't know where we had left in the repair of that. One of the cables fell over kind of inside. And did we just stall the truck? Is that a new thing? Because we kept on stalling the bus the other day, and I've never stalled a truck before, especially an automatic, so I don't really know what's going on with that. Regardless, smile on our face as we head out of here, and we're gonna head towards the highway. Yet again, it's kind of up in the air what's gonna happen next season. There is that 13th week that iRacing always takes to update all of their crap. I am speeding. Slow it down, dude. They'll put in any of the new advancements. They haven't really listed what's going to come out. I know that there's a train. Yeah, this is train coming to iRacing. I know there's a new car coming out, and I think a new track as well. A lot of us are hoping for the day and night cycle to come in. I personally am hoping for AI. Broken record, I understand. We're going to get on the 20 here. Towards Florence. But, you know, time will tell, so fingers are crossed. If AI does not come out, we will be running probably the same 4 series again. I don't know if we'll be doing late model, but we will be doing the same 3 truck driving, including the Camping World Truck Series. I was only going to do 1 season of it, but hey, we were able to get a victory out of it, and technically we're in the points lead because of consistency. So, you know, you can't be sad about that. 71, that's fine. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. This is a copyrighted song. I know very little about, you know, YouTube's copyright, you know, parts here and there. I know it's like a certain amount, but promise, not trying to market off of it. With the weekend upon us, I hope everybody's got some good plans. You know, whether that's to you a good plan is sitting and relaxing. Yep. Man, I wish we had a sign. I heard the helicopter, I just didn't know what side it was on. Yeah, and that car just comes flying right on through. Another police chase of a Mustang, of course. Just wish we had a little bit more warning, that's all. I know, you're not intended to have a warning with some of these roadside events, but still. But I hope people have some good plans, even if it's just staying at home, relaxing. If you want to go see a movie, highly suggest Deadpool. You know, if you're of the appropriate age. We ourselves, I personally am hoping to make it to Six Flags this weekend. Just because with the dining pass that we have, we technically get free food. Yes, we've already technically paid for it, but it's worth every penny because it pays itself off within like 3 visits or something like that. Plus we have the photo pass this year, so we need to get more photos of Ella in some amazing situations. But we're heading down the 20. I'm sitting back in my chair, relaxing. This is what it's all about right here. This is my therapeutic, is pulling a giant Featherlite down the road. I couldn't do it in real life. There's just there's too much pressure that goes with that. But hey, in the sim, love it. Sorry if I'm a little quiet today, just a little bit on the tired side. I slept fine, I think. Alright, we're gonna start heading towards Richmond, so I always like to be on the inside lane. Take a little bit off of those brakes there. I do know that our next race in the K&N series is at South Boston, which I believe is in, I think it's in Virginia. I can't remember. But it's gonna be a quick turnaround time, at least for anybody who's watching the streams today, because it literally is going to go from, why are my lights on? That's bizarre. Right, okay, I know why. Exactly why they're on. Brakes, I know, I was tailgating. Got a little distracted there. I'm not waiting. I've got that much more to go. We're not waiting. Didn't even check it. 18 hours. Okay. Really excited. Yesterday, as far as I knew, that we had about 2 hours worth of work left to do today before we could officially call ourselves free. I got an email last night saying that we only have a half an hour of work, so super excited about that. And also, Danielle and myself get to go to our favorite pizza place. Well, at least it's mine. I can't speak for Danielle, but it's been our date night for the last 2 years every Friday, or at least once a week. Excuse me. Sorry about the clearing throat thing right now. It's raining out. Everything's ooky. I can say I'm loving the new setup that we have here in the office. You know, the soundboard's right next to me, so if I need to quickly mute, I can. The microphone's on the left side now, so when Ella comes and hangs out, she's fine. I'm the person who runs into it now. Setting up cruise control here. As well, we are getting closer and closer to Jurassic World Evolution. That I'm very excited about. And we'll be bringing that here live on Twitch, as well as on YouTube. So I hope you guys are excited as I am to go through that. Disclaimer, I am not a gamer. I may not be good at that at all, but I love the Jurassic Park series, and I love everything to do with it, so we are going to play it. As we cross over into North Carolina. Yes. Very, manly's not the word I'm looking for. Very, masculine, a little. It's funny, at this point, I'm like, having a depot in North Carolina. Ooh, that was weird. We had that weird jump yesterday, too, randomly. I wonder if it's part of the map. We had a weird jump yesterday, which was hilarious. Same, kind of, not necessarily the same spot, because I don't think we were driving through here. We had the bus, so it's on the West Coast. Bus mod, highly recommend. But, there's a but there. I don't know where my butt was going. Haha, but now we're on the 95, which is pretty much a straight shot all the way north. Oh, the bus mod. Good mod. I recommend it. It's got some quirks here and there, but I think most of them actually came to... I use Joy to Key. It's free software for my button box. And I think it's trying to recognize the steering wheel, as I've moved everything around, as another button box. So I think it's copying the controls, which they would not go to the same spot. I.e., that comes out to mean whenever I hit something, like, I bet you if I look left right now, it's going to try to turn off the truck. So when we stalled the truck coming out of the gas station, I actually think it might have been the wheel trying to tell the truck to turn off. So some things that I need to work out, but I think a lot of the error yesterday was actually happening because of that, you know, miscommunication between the wheel and the game. So personally, I am hoping for me to fix that, and then trying the bus mod again, and probably having a lot less issues. Minus the screen, of course, the window. So we will be driving at night if we can try to control it. As we continue north on 95, some beautiful North Carolina woods coming up. It's interesting. I know I've said this before, but the missus and I almost moved down to Florida with a 36-foot travel trailer with us. So, for people who don't know what that is, that's a camper. It's going to be towed behind us, and we were probably going to rent like a Penske truck or something to move our stuff down so that the trailer was as light as possible. We were originally planning to move down to Florida to pursue the technical theater aspect of Universal Studios and Disney World. I was going to pick Universal because I think there's more tech opportunities there. Plus, Disney's such a magical spot for me. I didn't want to be there every day. But Danielle had interest in working at Disney, hoping to be a performer. Sadly enough, because of how tall she is, she's 5'2", she can only like apply for 2 characters, you know, because they have to be a certain height. So, you know, it happens. So that's not the reason we didn't go down, obviously. We were planning on it, we were ready, and then we're like, oh, we don't really have the initial money to move down. The gas, the renting of the truck, etc. Because we were just finishing college. We were hoping to make a lot more money over the summer than we did, but, you know, bills get in the way. Sorry. Yawning. So instead, we're like, okay, well, I'll find a job for 1 year, make the money, and then we'll go down. Well, here's where I applied. This is what's actually really funny about this. I applied at Six Flags New England, which you guys will see in later vlogs. I'm sure you've seen it on TV, etc. I applied there to be a theater technician. I actually did not get the job. You know, because I'm a technical director by trade, but I know show operations and boards and everything and all that. So I know all that. High sign out in the middle of the woods. Back there on the right. Sorry. Too busy paying attention to that. But, I had applied and I got a phone call from them and I got really excited. I was like, cool, I'm going to work at Six Flags, even though it's an hour plus away. Mindful of that. Then they're like, we decided not to go with you, to go with somebody else. Now, the reasoning was, well, they knew one other board than you. Well, you're Six Flags, you all run the same exact equipment. What I think ended up coming down to was subconsciously the worry about the dog, you know, and being around park guests and all that. So, you know what, that's kind of justified in a theme park aspect. At Universal, you're behind the scenes. At Six Flags, you have to walk through the crowd to be able to get somewhere. So, that might be a possibility, but we ended up getting a better job, obviously. But to continue that, after, you know, not being able to work at Six Flags, I got a summer job at the Redfern Arts Center, which is attached to Keene State College, which is where we graduated from. While I was working there, I had a job opportunity, an interview for a playhouse that one of our friends' mom worked at in White Plains, New York. It's an off-Broadway theater. And we got construction up ahead. Kill the cruise control. What lane is it? I'll continue the story here in a second. Left lane? Okay. See, that brake sensitivity again. First it wasn't enough, then it was too much. Drive me crazy. Give him plenty of room to work. First time I've actually seen somebody on the outside of that, so that was interesting. Yeah, so I had a chance. We would travel all the way up there. It was like 3 hours plus away. And I met with them, and they were ready to offer me the job on the spot. I got really excited. I was like, heck yes, a job, yada yada. I saw the amount they were going to give me, which was like $40,000. And I was like, holy crap, for somebody right out of college, that's awesome. Yada yada yada. So once you come down from that high, you start really thinking about it. Okay, how much is an apartment? Alright, we have dogs. How much is an apartment that allows dogs? We have 3, at that point, 3 large dogs. We didn't have 4 yet. 3 large dogs, okay. Yep. Turns out, $40,000 was actually not going to be enough after that. And we have insurance for all of our dogs, etc. So it wasn't actually going to work out. So I actually had to decline the offer that, and they were willing to, have me move in with somebody till we get on our feet, but just with the research, it wouldn't have been worth it. And I don't do well in cities. I'm not a city person. I don't like crowds, and White Plains is big enough where I don't think I would have been happy. So I had to actually decline that. So here we are, going through June, still no job. Post, I think it's August is how long I worked there at Redfern. Still no job. I was thinking about applying to a spot that's in Brattleboro, Vermont. They've been looking for a technical director for a long time. Welcome to Virginia. Or is it West Virginia? I wasn't paying attention. I think it's Virginia. I think 95 goes through Virginia. But I was thinking of applying for this job. I knew I wasn't going to be happy, but it would have at least been that 1 year. That's all that we were looking for, is that 1 year. But I wanted to be at least happy with that 1 year. And then all of a sudden something came across my desk. I said my desk, my email, saying, I heard that there was an opening at Northfield Mount Herman. And I said, isn't that the boarding school in Massachusetts? And they're like, yep. I was like, well, there's no way I can apply to that. You know, I'm straight out of college. I'm very green in what I do. And they said, you should. And I was like, okay. So I applied for it. I got a phone call from my now boss, and she said that she wanted to meet me. Supervisor. I'd say department head. I wouldn't say boss. Department head. And she said that she wanted to meet me in Keene. It was about 15 plus minutes away. 15 to 30. And she wanted to take me to breakfast and talk about this job. So I'm nervous as all can be. So we go, and I have Belle, and she's the best as she can be, and I'm talking to her. And she's like, I really think I want you to at least have an interview. I was like, okay. Sorry for that lapse in audio, had a sneeze. I want you to at least have an interview. And I said, well, that's very gracious of you, thank you. So we finish up and we leave, and I'm tickled to death. Like a week or two later, I have an interview. I met with the head of the school, the dean of faculty. I met with her once more, and I'm trying to make sure I say all the right things, but I'm talking to these people who are 30, 40, 50 years old, you know, who've been doing this forever, and they have high standards because it is a top-notch boarding school. And I'm just trying to say all the right things as a college kid who just finished and got plopped into their lap. So we did that. I'm anxious. I'm like, oh my gosh, I would love this job. They provide like everything, etc., etc., etc. I want this job. And so getting paranoid, not hearing anything back. About, I think it's mid-July. I'm just waiting for a phone call, something. We're going down to Danielle's parents' house in Connecticut, and I get a phone call when we're in the parking lot of Barnes & Noble. Now, for some reason, I don't remember why, I didn't pick up. Or maybe I think what happened is I left my phone in the car to charge, and we went into Barnes & Noble together. And then I had come out first. And I saw that I had a message. I picked it up and said, hey, this is, you know, the dean of faculty at Northfield Mount Herman. I want to talk to you about coming to work for us. My heart stopped for a second. I was screaming out of excitement in the car. Heart goes then from stop to pounding very quickly. And I had to listen to it again. And I was like, okay, Danielle's coming out. I can't. I'm going to act like I haven't heard it yet. So I come out and I was like, oh, I got a phone message. Hold on, let me listen to it. And I put it on speaker. And then we could celebrate, obviously, getting the job. I called them back. They're like, you know, it is an interim position. It is only 1 year. I was like, that's perfect. You know, that's what we were looking for. And it pays, you know, $32,000, and I was like, that's fine to me. I'm making nothing right now with no job. So, you know, we did that. We surprised everybody with knowing about the job and how much it was going to pay. And of course, fighting bad housing because they wanted to put us in a small apartment. I was like, we got 3 dogs, can't do that. And, you know, as soon as we started, I was like, cool, 1 year, this is going to be perfect. Well, 2 weeks into working, after the new faculty orientation that takes forever and a half, we get over here into the left lane, more construction. Of course, it's construction season. That I don't think it's a Prius. That Chevy Volt just went from middle lane to the right lane, back to the middle lane. Smart. But 2 weeks in, after, you know, all the mandatory stuff, and I remember coming back home and telling Danielle, I said, there's nowhere else I want to be. So I tried my hardest, got the scene shop organized everything, brought the theater, technical theater level to new standards, etc. Tried my best to impress, and right before Christmas break, the head of the department came to me and said, I love what you're doing, but as a formality, we have to post your job. Because we said we would. We told the board of directors that we would when we got into this bind. I said, okay. She was like, you're welcome to apply, but I want you to apply other places, because she didn't want to see me stranded somewhere. I said I would. I didn't. I couldn't. All I wanted was to work at NMH, and I couldn't. I couldn't put in my tab for somewhere else. It just wasn't in it. My heart wasn't in it. So I didn't, and we fought through, and she kept on asking, am I going somewhere else? She can give me a reference, this and that, and I'm just like sitting there crying. I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere else. I can do anything. I'll take any class that you want me to be. I can become the teacher you want me to become instead of somebody set in their ways. Well, while on Christmas break, Christmas Eve, we all get a text message saying that Elizabeth, who was our theater director, was leaving. She'd been a major influence on me and helped me get to where I wanted to be as a teacher at that point. And, of course I was like, oh my gosh, now we're going to have 2 people leaving the department. It's going to have a brand new department. Come January and February, I was in some of the meetings of like, these are the people that we want to bring in for interviews, are you willing to talk to them, even though I'm not going to be there, probably. And I was like, yeah, yet again, there was like this depression for a handful of months. And then, right before, I hadn't heard anything about an interview or anything, and we're coming up on spring break, and they said that they'd have something by spring break. I'm sitting there, heart's like almost at the level of stopping, it was such a sad moment. Are we about to pull into Maryland? Heck yes, so we're getting closer and closer, guys. So, my heart's broken, and I'm cleaning the shop, and one day, Sheila says, can I come talk to you? I was like, okay. I'm not sure what it's about, but yes, of course. Cleaned everything up, and she came through very quickly, which is unlike Sheila. And she said, how are you doing? And I said, well, stressed about the show, and stressed about, this job situation. And she said, well, that's something I can take that off of your mind. Now at first I was like, oh my god, did I get the job? And then at the same time I was like, oh my god, she's telling me that they're 100% not going with me. So it was split over these next few seconds. She said, we'd like to give you the opportunity to return next year, which was this year. And depending on how it goes with the theater director, Jared, we'll welcome you back. So I knew that we got to return for the second year, and of course I was crying, and I hugged her, and then when she left, I was hugging Belle and crying my eyes out. I'm a crier, obviously, of just pure happiness. And I knew that it rested on my cooperation with this new guy who's coming in, and I was like, I can get along with anybody, when it needs to happen. And we're speeding. Whoops, wasn't even paying attention to that. Too busy in a story. I was flipped down to 55 here in a second anyway, so. But I knew that that was needed, so what happened was I called my mom and said, hold on a second. Oh, I think Claremont Speedway's canceling their race for tonight. Just got that message on my wrist. Called my mom down and said, I need you to come down to the house. I don't care what you need to take for sick time. You've got to come down. She came down, and Danielle didn't know yet, and I said, I need to wait until she's here. Of course, everybody's probably hoping and thinking that's what it was. And I did this whole big fib of like, I'm not gonna look forward to not looking to a new job, etc. And we're all happy, etc. Lots of etceteras. Oh, the speed limit doesn't go down. That's in Providence, not Baltimore. Duh. Oh well. Gave her brakes a chance, I guess. Got a incident going on up here. What's going on? Oh, we got cones out already. Oh. That's a pretty bad crash right there. Looks like somebody was merging over and somebody wasn't paying attention. I hope everybody's gonna be okay. But with that, we knew we were safe for another year, and as soon as Jared came in, we clicked off really well, and we still do. I have no idea what just drove by in the other lane. It was a Featherlite trailer, but it looked like a Christmas present. We're gonna have to go back to the footage to check that out. But we clicked really well, and I couldn't be happier with where we are. There's no chance of me not going back. They didn't even talk to me about it. They just gave me a contract. Next year's my 3-year review, because we get reviewed every 3 years, and I'm excited for it. I want to make them proud for giving me this opportunity, and I still owe everything that we have, including this YouTube channel, to Sheila, so I thank her from the bottom of my heart every day. Yeah, I could go for like a book on tape. I know I said I was thinking about putting music in, but I guess a headphone, whatever. I feel like dialogue would be really low. Sorry about that yawn. Yeah, kind of just got up, let the dogs out, and started recording. Didn't really have a chance to wake up. I was hoping to do a really awesome live stream for 3 hours coming back across the US with the modified trailer, but it's just not going to fit into our schedule. So, yeah, we'll have to say that somebody else brought it out there and brought it back. But going into the summer with the extra free time, we'll make sure that we make those drives. Hope to do some more, long-term driving. I know during the summer, especially during that off week, I'm planning to actually still do some American Truck Sim, but doing normal American Truck Sim. So I'm excited about that for a little while, at least. Weird little hill intersection there. As well, coming this upcoming week, Planet Coaster gets to finally come in. I'm hoping it's on my list of hopefuls to do, as well as a little bit of X-Plane. It takes a little bit more setup than just setting up the steering wheel and stuff that we've already known. But we're hopeful. And we're also hoping, since this is the last week, we're hoping to grasp the championships. I know it's time trial and people aren't consistent, so this is, my own personal victory. The only one that I feel like I earned was the SK Modified and the Wheeler Modified Tour. Yet again, when you're confident in a car, and you're confident in yourself in it, you're bound to do good. So those two that I felt like we earned. The K&N series we definitely earned because we've been trying to bust our butt all year with it as well. But the late model and the truck series is just from consistency. So right now we know that we're going to win 4 of the championships going into this week, but we're still going to try for another win, as well as sorry, didn't even notice the stars up in the sky. It's pretty. As well, right now we are in 2nd for the K&N series. which is at South Boston. Now, we've done some pretty good stuff at South Boston before, but I don't think in the K&N car. We have to place in front of him by 2, and he's like in 7th or something like that. So I'm really hoping that we can get that victory, even if we win by like that much. So I'm hopeful. Here's the thing. This guy, the reason why he's getting his time so good is he did time trials 23 times in a week. It's half an hour each. Like that's ridiculous. Like, I'm glad that you're trying to get your safety rating up and etc. But 23 times in a week. That's why we stick to 1. You know, keeps the RP alive, but makes it happier. Still about 8 hours away. Ooh, how long until we're gonna need sleep? Ooh, 3. Ooh, well, we did not plan that one well. I'm gonna pop into the map and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. So, after looking at the map, well, a couple things. One, I forgot to adjust. The map thinks that we're going to Portland, Maine because there's just something wrong. It didn't want us to go to Manchester, which is fine. So we manually do it. But we still are not going to have enough time to make it there tonight. So, we are going to have to sleep really quick in New York. That's where I've set the GPS to let us off at near New York City. Stop there at a motel, get some Z's, and finish up the rest of that journey as day breaks. Yeah, we've been driving pretty much all day, so you know we deserve a break. It's a bummer because when I used to be making the mistake of going down to Norfolk, South Carolina, which was a stupid mistake on my behalf, we could do it in a day. Now it's a day and change, so I just gotta remember that it's a little bit longer than it used to be. You jerk. Literally pulled in behind you. Get off the exit. Gotta love it. Alright, looks like we got a pretty good amount of traffic getting off this exit. I'm gonna take a quick screenshot. We'll be right back with you. Alright, we're back. Sorry, I just realized I had not taken one yet, so just had to remember. Try to get a little bit more creative with the screenshots so it's not the same thing over and over. Since we are taking the same trucks over and over. G&M Enterprises. Oh, hello, officer. Sitting there trying to catch somebody. We're going hella slow. Oop, drops down to 40. That's why. I'm still talking about the popo back there trying to catch somebody, and here we are going 25 over. It's at least 40, guys. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm not gonna be able to get in front of you before that turn, am I? Brake a little bit a lot to speed up. Yeah, it's gonna drop down to 30 and they're gonna give me a ticket. Just need to make sure we get over here. I promise I'd drive safer than this in real life. This might actually be a better Photoshop. I'm gonna jump out really quick. We'll be right back. Much better. Alright, we're back. Pac-Man's just wiggling around there. Let's see. Oop. Alright, let's head down here to the motel. Let's get this behemoth parked. That's kind of like the hardest thing that ends up happening. Trying to fit this in there. So it looks like Claremont postponed their race until tomorrow night. Now, the problem that happens with that is I know they want to get it in, and they've already had a handful of, I know, breaks of rain delays this season already. The problem is that we have another track right down here near us, you know, Monadnock Speedway. And the more you try doing on Saturdays, Saturday's always been at Monadnock's time. They switched years and years ago. But, you know, you take away some of your possible drivers, but it's better than not racing at all. Oh. Well, sorry, I could have gone with that green light. I just haven't looked down at my phone, which I try not to do while streaming. But when I was checking the Claremont thing, I noticed that I'd gotten a message from my mom, which is, you know, interesting. Turns out we ended up getting 4 free tickets to Jurassic World through Dr. Pepper. So I know that I have Coke Zero on the side of my car usually, on the side of our truck, but I would like to thank Dr. Pepper for those free tickets. I know it has nothing to do with iRacing or sponsorship, but thank you. Alright. It's not pretty, but we're there. Alright. Let's flip off that engine. Lights off. Let's climb back here. Let's get some sleep. After a good restful sleep, and of course a good stretch. You ready to go, Ella? Yeah, you're always ready to go. Let's flip that on. Feeling good. Couple more states to go. Make sure we get out of here safely. It's funny, I hate how it looks with the mirrors on the hood. The only one I like is Volvo. Volvo's mirrors look really good on the hood, but I wish I had them. They're great use. I don't like how they look, but they work fantastic. Not even close. We're not even close to it. I guess we are. Well, I completely just ran into a telephone pole. Company's not gonna be happy about that bill. Oops. Well, we better hope we win the championship now. Be able to pay for that damage. I'm not usually one for going outside, but I'd rather dent up the truck than a trailer. Especially with cars still in it. Yeah, we're gonna get through there. Gotta look with the mouse because I can't trust the paddles on my car. Just gonna go in and reprogram it. And we're back on the road. No, I was hoping to make that light. Oh well. And brakes though. Just hang on, Pac-Man. Hey guys, did you know PadfootTD Games was live? Thank you over there in the chat for your sarcasm. I just gotten the message that we had gone live, even though we've been playing for 45 minutes now. This is a little bit longer of an episode than normal for trucking. Usually we try to cut it in 2. It's just hard for me to want to cut it in 2. Nice F-150 in front of us. Maybe it's 250. I can tell if it turns. It turns before us. It's a 150. We're technically following you in a Fusion. It's just in the trailer. Don't know if you guys have seen this at any of the movies you've gone to recently. Sorry, just on the kick of movies now, knowing that Dr. Pepper gave us free tickets. I feel like I should be posting with a drink for them. Be like, drink Dr. Pepper. I do like Dr. Pepper, but I gotta pick one. It's Coke Zero. But if you do get to go, a new thing that seems to be happening, because we got one for the new Avengers movie, as well as we got one for Deadpool. They make these like really nice souvenir popcorn tins now. They used to be like the plastic buckets. These tins are so much nicer. And nice to reuse too. We make popcorn all the time to watch movies. And come on, I know it's an early morning drive, but one on the right makes it go. But I highly suggest those. I really hope they have one come out for Jurassic World, because I'd buy 2. One to use, one to keep. Okay, I want to get past this guy. I know he's probably got crates of fish, that's what it looks like, but that little, I think is an Zuzu. That company makes those little trucks. Probably butchered that name, and I apologize. Well, we got a giant Kenworth. Got the power. Continue on 95 as we technically officially get into New York, even though we were just in New York. Ooh, big bump there. Nope. No, there will be times where I do some regular American Truck Sim. But we have like some RP goals of getting these trucks to the track, back to the garage, as much as we can, obviously. And at this point we'd have to, because we've used both cars that are in here. Because we did have I don't think we totaled the car at Myrtle Beach, but it got a significant amount of damage. So we'd have to go back anyways to get new cars. Or at least fix the ones we have. Before we head to South Boston. So, but maybe next week, after we drive the trucks back home for, a week off, I will make sure that we do some regular American Truck Sims. So sorry that's not what we're doing right now. It's still a good time though. We still do long runs. And if we did long runs, even in the Volvo, they look almost like this, except just a different trailer. So, not yet, but I appreciate you hanging out. You're gonna hear puppy footsteps down the hall. Must be downstairs. We are almost there. Just felt like a long ride. I don't know if it's because we had to sleep in between or something. This one felt long, and I know we're coming on almost an hour here, but felt longer than normal. Sorry for that silence, just looking to just enjoy the drive. I enjoy driving when there's no traffic, either in sim or out, so it was quite relaxing. No Fitbit, we will not do steps yet. Are you kidding me, Fitbit? I get this car back to the garage. Cars. Oof. Plural. Another big bump, but of course that's how you can tell you're starting to be in New England. Potholes that'll swallow your car. As we make our way to Providence. Can't believe it, 23,000 miles on this truck this season. That's pretty spectacular. And of course, I can't wait till the end of the year and we can see how many we've put on here, because we're going to continue to do the K&N series. So this truck will continue to drive around. So want our modified one, which is the Big Bob edition. We'll be going around still, getting more miles on that. As well as we're bringing a new truck if AI comes out. A new truck in. Kenworth 900, nothing special. Black, and it's for Coke Zero, for our super late model. So we might see a little bit of change up in videos here. Not exactly sure yet, though. I'm happy to announce, as of, I think it's Tuesday, we will have posted 50 videos. That's big. That's big for me. I know. Eventually you'll start finding out, you know, if you continue to work at it, etc., you put out 1,000 videos, and that's just crazy. Poconos this weekend. Just figured if we were going to be on the topic of actual racing. Poconos this weekend, I'm very excited about that because, one, it's nearby, so that's nice, obviously. I don't know if I'd ever go to Pocono, but I might, just to get another event in. I like the Tricky Triangle, because it's something different. You know, I know some of the racing that comes out of it can be boring, you know, quote unquote, but it's better than, like, a 1.5 mile cookie cutter track like Chicago or Kansas. You know, Pocono, it's got something special to it. Plus the speeds that they've been reaching recently have been pretty incredible. But the first practice should be today, and I don't remember when that's going to be. Let me check here. The phone. Usually I used to have the NASCAR schedule in my phone for TV time, so I could just update every week. Come on, focus on the road, not your phone. Let's see, today is Friday, June 1st. 11:30, so technically once we're done with this, just a little while to wait and we can pop on practice and see how we feel. I know it's supposed to be wet up there because it's wet here, and we're close enough. So, hopefully we're able to get the track dry, get some practice out there, hopefully get the race in. As we pull through this town, which I thought was going to be the beginning of Providence. It is, yeah. There's the cows. You can always tell, it's the only spot where, not cows, horses. Horse and a tractor in a field. Right on the side of the highway. Gotta love it. We'll keep our 65 up until we hit that, the change in the pavement up there. Bring it down to 55. Get through Providence and we know we're almost home. That's always been my checkpoint of almost being home. And 55. We'll just coast down to 55. It's not worth slamming the brakes just for such a small distance. 2 weeks until Danielle and I go down to New York. I'll leave more of that details for the next video. But very excited because we're obviously taking Amtrak down instead of driving. Amtrak's definitely the way to go if you're here on the East Coast. And they're kind of scattered throughout the country. I just don't know any other real routes. We take the Vermonter. Oh, come on. Words are hard. But we take the Vermonter down in, and I love the experience. I love riding it. I love everything about Amtrak, so super excited about that. You guys get to come along too, so that's gonna be exciting as well. Alright, here comes our windy roads. I try to be on the outside for this, because at least I can judge where the guardrail is and not take off somebody's bumper with a trailer. Super windy. Hold on, Pac-Man! Just like screaming. There we go. Hate those turns so very much. Alright, as we come off the exit that heads towards, I think, Boston? The one that heads towards Boston? Yep. And continue right on 95 up towards Portland. Of course, that's where the GPS thinks we're going. We are just going to go to Manchester, New Hampshire, which is where our hub is. I've had a couple people request about a video on how to make custom routes. I might try to get into that. I'll have to try to find the link again of the program that I use, because it's actually kind of hard to find. And we'll go from there. I don't want to give all my secrets away. They're not secrets, I guarantee you can go out and you can find it. It's always nice to have a tutorial. I'd have a tutorial on how to use it, because I think there's a readme, but it wasn't overly clear. Alright, we'll give you room to get in, because we're a good person. Right, guys? Right. Very funny over in the chat. No, we already got enough damage after hitting that telephone pole out of the motel. I didn't even know what I was thinking. Must have thought I was still in the bus. I get dogs starting to bark downstairs, that's fun. Seems early for the postman. Maybe it's the trash, I don't know. It's a Friday where, with gloomy as it is outside, would rather just be in bed, but I'd rather make some videos for you fine people if I gotta choose right now. Plus, I wanted to get this done. When you try to set yourself up, yes, I'm gonna get the truck there every week, it becomes a kind of, alright, I have to get the truck there every week. You know, quickly changes. But for those of you watching this live on Twitch, there's a handful of you here. Our first vlog comes out today from Claremont Speedway. I want to already apologize for the quality. It did not look this way on the screen when I was filming it. It looked this way when we were editing it. It's gonna be kind of blurry. It's not going to focus well because anti-shutter and stuff for some reason had reset on the camera. You know, I had dropped it as soon as we got to the track, so I think that kind of caused it. My mouth could not get those words out in that order. May have caused it to reset some of the settings, etc. So the next vlog will be better. But yeah, again, it's our first one, so I hope you guys enjoy. Take a look at it. If you like hometown racing, of course. If you don't worry about it. You get to see the puppy a little bit. Still figuring out the format that I want to do with those, but they will get better, I promise. If we go to Six Flags this weekend, we'll try a vlog. Won't even use cruise yet, because I know we're almost to our destination. As we pull back into home on the familiar road. Gotta use the mouse to look around because the paddles are gonna just turn off the truck. Pull up a little bit more. Oh, I thought that SUV just completely cut off that fire truck. He didn't, but it looked like he was going to. Alright, everything looks good. Got a rumble in the steering wheel letting me know that we are pulling hard. Oh. Not the right button, that's my mistake. Like, what the heck is going on? Looks so pretty. try this outside of the cab. No guarantee. There we go. That's a better view. On the curb as usual. Rocking all around all the tools. Your Jeep's gonna be pissed. There we go. Better just to stick inside. As you can see, the GPS wants to skip back on towards Portland, Maine, but we are going to be happy just dropping it off here. We don't need the money, that's for sure. And it's back home, which is funny because it's actually 2 weeks since this truck has been back home, because we had to go straight from Bristol to Myrtle Beach. Make sure we don't drag on that fence. There we go, we're in. Alright, we come to a stop. Oh man, it's loud out here. But that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. I wish I could give you stats, but I'm just not able to at this point. I'm gonna set that trailer brake. But that's gonna do it. We did drive all the way from South Carolina all the way up to Manchester. It took about an hour, which was, you know, a little bit longer than anticipated. So I know this one was long, but I think you guys are sticking through it. If you watch it on Twitch, you can always find it on YouTube at PadfootTD Games, PadfootTD Space Games, I should say. On Twitch, it's PadfootTD. And if you want to see some cute puppies that we're always talking about, you can follow us on Instagram at PadfootTD Games. I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!